Ben Askren versus Demian Maia just got announced to headline UFC Fight Night Kallang in Singapore on October the 26th. And it's a great fight, okay? It's the wrong fight to make, first of all. It's the wrong fight to make. Yeah, with Ben Askren, you need a guy he's going to talk with. I would have much rather seen Ben Askren versus Mike Perry in a little while to come. Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler, the rematch. Ben Askren versus Darren Till. Ben Askren versus some other loser. Stephen Thompson. I'm sure he'd find a way to shit-talk Stephen Thompson if he could. Okay? This is a waste of a matchup. And any matchup where your job and your only option, which is Ben Askren's only option, is to try and take down Demian Maia and control him on the ground, that's an issue. Okay? Especially when you're the size of Ben Askren. He's not the biggest welterweight. And even if he has got size, he's not all muscle. Like, you know what I mean? Demian Maia is a 6 foot. He used to be a middleweight. He's fought guys like Anderson Silva. He's 6 foot tall. Okay? He's a big guy. He's in ridiculous shape. He's on a streak right now, beating Lyman Good and Anthony Rocco Martin back to back. In his mind, he's like, oh shit, I've got it back. This isn't a Demian Maia that fought Usman that was after Colby, where he's on a lost streak of Woodley, Colby, oh my god, is this the end? I've got no confidence. Goes in there with Usman, loses again. This is a Maia who's on a streak, and in his mind, it's the last streak of his career. I'm sure that's what he's thinking. And he's thinking, I'm going to make the most of this and win as many times as I can because I can get back to a title shot. You know what I'm saying? If Demian Maia beats Ben Askren, he's one good matchup away from a title shot. Maybe two. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's what he's thinking right now because he's staying relatively active as well. I think he beats Ben Askren. I don't rate Ben Askren as a fighter. I really don't. I think his win over Robbie Lawler was suspect. I really do. And I think his loss to Jorge Masvidal coming back this soon. I mean, when you think about it, Ben Askren's going to be back in action before Jorge Masvidal. I don't understand. Ben Askren is supposed to be very smart, okay? He is the guy that's very smart. He's a smart person. That's what everyone knows him as. You know, no one looks at Nate Diaz and is like, he's a genius. People look at Ben Askren and they're like, okay, he's relatively smart for a fighter. You know what I mean? He talks well. The fact that Ben Askren is back before Jorge Masvidal, the guy who knocked him out in 5 seconds is not returning yet. And Ben Askren, who got knocked out cold and took follow-up shots in 5 seconds, is back already. Okay, that doesn't make no sense to me. And I think that Maia might tag him up on the feet a bit, if I'm honest with you. I think Maia can grapple well with him. I think it's going to be a tough task for Ben Askren to get this to the ground. I think he's going to have to get it to the ground because Maia's going to piece him up on the feet if otherwise. I don't like it for Ben Askren. Ben Askren needs a guy who doesn't want to be taken down. And Maia is not that guy. You take him down, okay, let's see what happens here. That's what Maia thinks. You know, Usman was able to take him down. But Usman is a giant of that weight class and ridiculously strong. And he's not going to get caught in submissions. I reckon Usman could peel his arm out of an armbar from Demian Maia. Colby Covington. He didn't take Maia down. He stood there, traded with him, made Maia shoot sloppy out of fear from getting hit so much, and then took advantage of the scramble to land some good ground and pound. He never went and instigated ground game with Demian Maia. Ben Askren's going to have to do that. I don't like that game plan. I really don't. I really don't like that fucking game plan, man. Especially after coming off a knockout loss. I think it's a bad move from the UFC. But if he wins, he can fight the winner of... I don't fucking know, if I'm honest with you. I have no idea what's next for Ben Askren after this. We'll have to see what happens with the rest of the division. Maybe him versus Woodley. I don't know. Let's just make friends kill each other. Because we're going to do it with Masvidal and Colby eventually, right? Let's just kill off any friendship ever had in the history of MMA. Maybe you do Ben Askren versus Pettis. They've got a little bit of beef back and forth now. They can turn that into a fight. But Ben Askren versus Maia is like, I can't think of a worse matchup for Ben Askren. I want him to win. Don't get me wrong, guys. If you're watching this and you're like, you don't know anything. You're a casual. You don't know shit because you went against my guy. Because I think Ben Askren's going to win and you said otherwise. You're a casual now. Don't be typing that kind of shit. I want Ben Askren to win. For the good of the division, Ben Askren, I'm praying that he wins this fight. I just don't think he will. I think it's going to be a tough one for him. I really do. He's getting older and older. He is not in shape. He's a strong guy, don't get me wrong. Maia's going to be stronger. He's going to be much bigger. He's going to be the grappler in the conversation. I just don't rate Ben Askren like everyone else does. I really don't. I really do think that the skill level and competition level from the outside of the UFC into the UFC is completely different. Robbie Lawler's ranked number 10 right now, even lower, maybe number 13 or something, for a reason. And that's Ben Askren's only win in the company. And can you even call it a win? I can. I'm okay to call that a win, but some people are going to be like, that's like half a win. You know what I mean? Because of the way it went down. Then you lose to Masvidal. Yes, fair enough. That can happen to anyone. You know, if you play that Masvidal-Askren fight again, it probably won't happen the same way. I just don't rate Ben Askren, man. I really don't. I think in this game, you can't just be a pure wrestler. And I honestly feel like Maia's going to crack him on the feet and hurt him. Real bad. He's coming off a big KO loss. I feel like Maia might KO him. Might TKO him. I really do. Maia's stand-up, fair enough against a guy like Masvidal or a guy like Colby Covington. It's not going to be the best stand-up. But against a guy like Askren, who I don't think I've ever seen him throw a punch. All I've seen him is reach out to grab. I don't think I've ever seen Askren throw a legit punch. And he seems to have no understanding of where he can be hit. And you saw that in the Robbie Lawler fight. On the feet, he's just wading forward, taking shots against Masvidal. As soon as there's a stand-up altercation, he shoots for the legs. I don't think you can be that one-dimensional in this game anymore. And I think that Maia's going to TKO him. And I think this is the worst matchup the UFC could have ever made. And I would much rather have seen Ben Askren versus Wonderboy. That would have been a better matchup for him. I'd have much rather seen Ben Askren versus Leon Edwards. Maybe Ben Askren versus Woodley. Ben Askren versus Pettis. I just can't. I don't know why they've done this. And I think Ben Askren's going to lose. And we're going to miss out on a bit of chunky money at the top of that welterweight division. So yeah. You can't have Maia up the top of the division. It doesn't sell. First of all, Maia just doesn't sell in general. Because no one can understand him. And he doesn't say anything interesting whatsoever. But second of all, if you're talking about trying to hype a fight with Maia against the elites of the division. Right, well, you've lost to Woodley, Usman and Colby all very dominantly. What are we going to sell? We need Ben Askren to win, and I'm praying for Ben Askren to win. I just don't think he will. I think he'll get TKO'd. I really do. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Click that button there. Goodbye.